Snohomish County all the way down to Portland and beyond. People are sharing videos tonight of debris flashing in the sky. This is from Justin in Maple Valley.
And take a look here. Fred sent us this video from Seattle wanting to know what the heck is in the sky. The good news is that we do have some answers for you tonight. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Janner Castro.
I'm Mark Wright. So we can confirm this was part of a rocket coming back down into orbit. No one is in any danger, but this wasn't exactly supposed to happen this way. We do have an expert on the phone right now. Dr. James Davenport is a research assistant professor for the Department of Astronomy at the University of Washington. Dr. Davenport, this is slightly unusual. Explain exactly what happened in the sky tonight.
Yeah, we got a really good show tonight, I think, thanks to SpaceX. This was the top end, so we call the second stage of a Falcon 9 rocket. It was actually launched about 3 weeks ago, and it did exactly what it's supposed to do. It put satellites in orbit. The only failure it had was it didn't complete its de-orbit burn, so it didn't come down when and where we expected it. And so it's been just sort of waiting to fall for the last 3 weeks. And we got lucky, and it came right overhead.
Wow. So we understand the Falcon 9 is a partly reusable rocket, recyclable rocket. Was this a part that was supposed to disintegrate then?
No, the first stage is the big show that you usually see on TV, and that's the one that comes down and lands. And that did, in fact, land successfully. The second stage is designed to burn up. I think this one was supposed to burn up somewhere over the Pacific, somewhere off Australia. And so a small failure in the mission meant that we got a good show. But these things happen pretty regularly.
Wow. So explain why we could see it for so long in the atmosphere here.
Yeah, so it was a couple 100,000 feet up, so probably 30 miles up in the air still when we saw it, which is why you could see it all the way from Portland to Seattle. I saw videos of people in Spokane and the east side seeing it. So it's really high up there, and it's just kind of slowly tumbling and falling down to the sky, much slower than if like a meteor hits the atmosphere. This is a sort of a slow piece of garbage falling through the sky.
Wow. So Dr. Davenport, is it possible that any of the pieces made it to the ground?
It's possible. There's chunks of metal in the motor that are designed to stand the heat, and those things can survive the sort of reentry burn, but it's usually pretty small. This is why they want to land in the ocean, just in case. But it is quite safe, and they are rated to land on ground if needed. So it's unlikely anything hit the ground, and if they did, it was probably up pretty far north in Canada.
Okay, Dr. James Davenport from the University of Washington, thank you so much for explaining. What we saw was actually part of the Falcon 9 rocket, the part that was supposed to burn up. Have a great night, Doctor. Thank you.
Keep looking up.
Yeah, great to hear from Dr. Davenport. We will keep looking up just in case something like that happens again, because so many of us just watching that video. But Tony, you spoke to people who saw this all unfolding in real time. They did look up and they were just amazed, right?
Yes, hello to you. They did look up indeed. They were very much amazed. I spoke with Erin Torrens and her husband. They were actually heading home to Tacoma. They were driving on I-5 when they saw it. She called it beautiful. She said it was almost like a Roman candle, and she was not alone in the amount of people that we saw responding to our tweet saying that they had saw it and saying, what the heck was that? So thank you all for sending us those videos, by the way. We certainly appreciate that. Erin told me she could not figure it out either, and her mind was all over the place as to what it could be. So she scrambled to grab her phone and capture it, and here's how else she described it.
Well, we were just shocked. We had no idea what we were looking at. It really looked like fireworks. We tried to roll down the windows to see if we could hear anything. We couldn't hear anything, which I thought was odd, because maybe it could have been a plane or something like that. But we couldn't hear anything. And it almost looked like it was like gonna go right over UW and like hit Kirkland or something like that, because it was so low. It was just a wild thing to see.
A wild thing to see indeed. So thankfully, there is no danger. I did not look up, so I missed it. So I certainly appreciate everyone who's been able to share the videos that we've been able to get. Thank you again for sending those. A very cool experience. And next time I'm going to try and look up a little bit more often. For now, here live in Seattle, I'm Tony Black, King 5 News.
All right, Tony, thank you for that. Our coverage continues online. You can text the word rocket to 206-448-4545. We'll send you a link to what we have. We also encourage you to text your photos and videos to us. We'll share them with our viewing public.